Is there anything that you can share with the players, parents, and coaches with your hockey journey, playing as a young player? As much as think the game has evolved a lot within even the past 5 years, 10 years, but some things that helped you as a player get to those next levels, get to the WHL, and be one of the top players, superstars in WHL, and then be a first round draft pick and into NHL. Also, too, is maybe you have some things to share that you see from your coaching these days of what the players, parents, and coaches can kind of adjust or correct.
Yeah, well, I think what really got me there was just a pure passion for improvement, um, a pure the satisfaction of perfecting skills, and as something I took to as a young kid. Didn't matter what the sport was. The feeling of practicing until I felt complete physical control over the skill I was working on was something that I was a little bit addicted to. It didn't matter what the sport was. Hockey was for me not only that type of skill level, but also creative outlet for me. So the creativity involved in essentially tricking opponents was something that was the most fun aspect of hockey is how to fool people and how to make it look good at the same time was what I loved about the game. So so those two things just got me into a position through bantam hockey and then into junior hockey and beyond, was that pursuit of working those skills to near perfection or as good as I could get, and putting the time in. I was always stick handling. I remember I'd watch the Montreal games. They were my favorite team, and just as a kid, even watching TV, cut down a stick, and I was just nonstop stick handling, watching games, watching TV. So just things like that, just that perpetual improvement drove me to that point. And then from there, you got to there's a lot of different things that can happen. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of adversity that you have to be able to manage to make it to the NHL. It's not an easy road, and you have to be able to you have to be able to take a lot of bumps along the way and keep going. So perseverance and grit, determination, and a belief in your vision, and a belief that you're not going to stop until you get there. And that's that's really what drove me to reach that level.
So being an interior boy from Salmon Arm, was there a different type of training going on up there? Obviously, as into my generation, even, it was a lot of just the skating, with the no pucks, and then, as I got older, the flow drills started to be a lot more popular, and obviously, what the game is today, it's changed so much. Is there things that helped you become that top player and the guy that had success?
Yeah, I think, well, my dad was my coach. I think he was pretty progressive back then. We only had 2 practices a week. One was always dedicated to skating, puck handling, and agility, and then the other one was dedicated to more systematic play. But yeah, so we were coming up through the early '90s. He was a coach there, so he was tuned into transitions back then when no one else was in minor hockey. So the puck possession, back then it was known as regroups with the defenseman. He was tuned into interchanges on the rush 4, which no one else was tapped into at that age. We were playing a zone defense in Pee Wee, which again, like it was something that he took from basketball and applied it. His mindset was, if the NBA makes zone defense illegal, it must be pretty good. So we learned zone defense. We learned how to forecheck aggressively in a 2-1-2 versus the type of pressure we had where we would sit back in a 1-2-2. So these are all things we were learning in the early 90s. So my dad was fairly progressive there, but in terms of skill development, I mean, it's not even close to what we're doing now. I was just on the ice this morning and with the U17 team, and I every time I watch what the kids are doing, I want to get involved in the drills because they're so skilled and so technical, and we didn't have anything near that when I was coming up. But where I learned most was watching either junior players or NHL players, and watching how they, their creativity. I would try to mimic those players, and I'd get excited every time I'd watch a game and see something, or go to a Western Hockey League game. I'd get excited to come back to practice to try things that I saw in those games. So I learned a lot from, a guy, Valerie Bure I used to watch him when he was in Spokane, and his movements through the neutral zone, I copied as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. So guys like that I would watch. My oldest brother, had an influence on my skill development. He was really in tune to what guys were doing in the NHL. Like, he taught me inside out, under the stick, stuff like that. He taught me. We used to work on saucer passes down in the basement for hours. We created this little game, and we used to play for hours, both forehand, backhand. So things like that. It's just that perpetual drive towards improvement and finding creativity in the game.